Where will the dot end up if you follow the instructions? Right, up, left, down, and right. Let's trace the path together. Make sure to stay sharp. Each move changes the outcome. Right, up, left, down, and right again. Is that where you ended up to? The final answer is choice D. What happens to the water level when a floating ice cube melts in a glass of water? Have you ever wondered why your glass doesn't overflow when ice melts? Let's break it down. When ice floats, it pushes water out of the way, just enough to match the weight, but not the volume. That's the key. Ice takes up exactly the space it had originally displaced. So the final answer is choice A. You buy 4 gadgets for $400 total. You sell 3 for $120, and then the last one for $100. What is your total profit? You spent $400, that's your total cost. Then you made $120 from each one of the first 3 gadgets. 3 multiplied by $120 is $360. Then you sold fourth one for $100. Altogether, you brought in $460 in revenue. Now let's subtract $460 minus $400, and the result is $60. So the final answer is choice A. Which one of these numbers is an odd one out? 16, 36, 64, or 81? Let's think what those numbers have in common. They are perfect squares, which means each one can be written as a number times itself. So far so good, right? But there's a twist. Let's dive deeper. 16 is 4 squared, 36 is 6 squared, 64 is 8 squared, and 81, that's 9 squared. Notice anything? That's right, only 81 is the square of an odd number. The others, all even roots. So final answer is choice D, 81. You buy a stock for $50. It rises to 70 and you sell it. The next day it drops to 40 and you buy it again. A week later it climbs to $60 and you sell it again. What is your total profit? Let's break it down. You made your first move when stock rose from 50 to 70, and that's $20 gain. Then you bought it again at 40 and sold at 60, earning another $20 profit. Each trade is independent, so each one was profitable. And the correct answer here is choice C, $40. 4 tasks, A, B, C, and D, need to be completed. Task A must be done before B. Task D must be completed after C. Which one is the possible correct order? 1, 2, 3, or 4? The correct order is A, C, D, B. A comes before B and C comes before D. You've got 8 identical looking balls, but one is slightly heavier. And you only have 2 chances with the balance scale to find the heavier ball. What do you do? Let's start by weighting 3 balls versus 3 balls. If they're equal, the heavy one will be in the remaining 2. If one side is heavier, great. Now just weigh 2 balls from that group. The result will lead you straight to the odd one out. And the correct answer here is choice C. We're handed a box of puzzle pieces. Can you figure out what fraction are read? Let's break it down. Add them up. 5 plus 4 plus 1 equals 10 total pieces. Now, just take the red ones. 5 out of 10. That's 5/10 of the puzzle. And the correct answer here is choice D. Think you can rank people by height without a ruler? Let's test your deduction skills. Sam is taller than Emmy. Emmy is taller than Bob. Who is the shortest? If Sam is the tallest and Emmy is in the middle, that leaves just one person at the bottom of the height chain. And the shortest? It's C, Bob. Simple comparison, sharp logic. If it rains, the event will be cancelled. Today it's not raining. So, can you tell for sure if the event is still on? Here's the catch. The rule only tells us what happens if it rains. But it doesn't, so we're left on guessing. Maybe it's cancelled for another reason. So the only solid conclusion is choice D. There's insufficient information. A person starts by facing north. They turn 90 degrees clockwise, then make a 180-degree turn in the opposite direction counterclockwise. Which direction are they facing now? A 90-degree clockwise turn takes the person to east, then 180-degree counterclockwise turn from east, 90 degrees to north, 180 degrees to west, and the correct answer here is choice C, west. A light ray traveling through air strikes a smooth water surface at a 45-degree angle to the surface. What happens to the ray as it enters the water? When a light ray moves from a less dense medium, which is air, to a denser medium, which is water, its speed decreases, causing it to bend toward the normal, an imaginary line perpendicular to the surface of the point of contact. And the correct answer here is choice B. Here's a quick challenge in trend interpretation. Can you read a simple chart and choose the most accurate description? Take a close look and watch the line closely. From January to April, how does the trend change? Now let's analyze the data points. The value increases in March, then drops slightly in April. It's not constant, not flat, and definitely not a sharp drop. This is why the correct answer here is choice B, growth followed by slight decline. Small movements can reveal big insights, but only when you look closely. Let's take a close look at this simple data-driven question. A bar chart illustrates how students divide their weekly hours among different activities. Your task? Identify which activity ranks second in the time spent. Now let's examine the chart. Focus on the height of each bar. Which one comes in the second place? Let's break it down. Studying and socializing are tied up at the top, each one with 8 hours. Sleeping follows closely behind at 7 hours. That places it firmly in the second position. And the correct answer here is choice C, sleeping. Consider the following pyramid. The bottom row of the pyramid has numbers 1, 1, and 2. Middle row has numbers 1 and 2. And the top number in the pyramid is missing. You need to calculate the missing number and select your answer out of 4 possible choices: A1, B2, C3, or D4. Can you try to solve it on your own and choose the right answer? It's a clear solution, but only to those who look at it the right way. I'm pretty sure you're one of them, though. Take a close look at the pyramid. From the larger pyramid, you can form smaller pyramids. For example, 1, 1, and 1 would be a smaller pyramid. And the number on the top of the small pyramid is calculated as multiplication of the bottom numbers. Let's look at the example. 1 multiplied by 1 equals 1. Let's look at the next small pyramid. 1 multiplied by 2 equals 2. And the missing number can be calculated as 1 multiplied by 2 and would also equal 2. And the correct answer here is choice B, 2. You're presented with 3 pairs of circles. First pair has numbers 2 and 5. Second has numbers 3 and 10. And then the third pair only has one number 4. And you need to calculate the missing number and select your answer out of 4 possible choices: A, 16, B, 17, C, 18, or D, 19. Can you work it out and pick it from the answers provided? This one's simple, yet surprisingly few people manage to spot the answer. Take a close look at the first pair. 2 squared plus 1 equals 5. In fact, the number inside the small circle squared and then increased by 1 equals number inside the large circle. Let's verify it with the second pair. 3 squared plus 1 equals 10. What's interesting here is that if you look at the original question, you might have spotted the different patterns. If you just look at the numbers in small circles, you see that they increase by 1, 2, 3, 4, and then numbers in the large circles increase by 5, 5 and 10. But then the final number would be 15, which is not one of the existing choices. But now you know how to calculate the missing number. 4 squared plus 1 equals 17, and the correct answer here is choice B, 17. In this question, you're presented with analog clock, which shows current time, and you need to do the calculations for the time adjustment to determine the new time. If the clock is set back by 1 hour and 20 minutes, what would be the new time? Your choices for the answers are choice A, 1:55 p.m., choice B, 1:45 p.m., choice C, 1:25 p.m., and choice D, 1:35 p.m. Are you ready? Let's get started. Time's up. Do you have your answer ready? I hope so, because the solution, as well as the way of solving these types of challenges, is surprisingly simple. In fact, you can solve this problem in 3 simple steps. Step 1, understanding it. Step 2, subtracting it in 2 steps. And step 3, check in your work. Let's solve this problem step by step. Let's start with the given time. I didn't tell you, but the clock shows 3:15 p.m. You might say this is obvious, but this is not necessarily so. We're getting used to checking the time on our phones or other digital devices. And to understand the time on analog clock, we need to know 3 important things. There are 3 arrows on the analog clock, and they're called hands, and they have specific names based on their function. Hour hand, which is the shorter hand and indicates the current hour. Minute hand, which is a little longer and shows the current minute. And then there's a second hand, which is optional in some clocks, and which is the thinnest and longest hand, which tracks seconds. Take a look at the positioning of these hands on this particular clock, and the exact time is 3:15 p.m. I think we're done with the step 1. Now let's move to step 2. We need to subtract time in 2 steps. First, let's subtract 1 hour from 3:15. Then subtract 20 minutes from the result to find the new time. 3:15 minus 1 hour equals 2:15. And then subtracting the minutes, 2:15 minus 20 minutes equals 1:55 p.m. You need to do a little bit of the mental math here to calculate the minutes, ensuring that you count backwards carefully without skipping any steps. Have you considered how to solve this problem for digital clock? For an analog clock, you visualize time changes by moving the hands backward, while for digital clock, you calculate changes numerically, adjusting hours and minutes directly. Well, regardless of which time device it is, I think the answer is the same. It is choice A, 1:55 p.m. Are you ready to practice your skills? Try this question to see how you would do. You're presented with the clock, which shows time as 7:50 p.m. If the clock is set back by 3 hours and 37 minutes, what would be the new time? Your choices for the answers are choice A, 3:43 p.m., choice B, 4:13 p.m., choice C, 4:03 p.m., or choice D, 3:53 p.m. Once you're certain with your answer, post it in comments and I'll give you my feedback. Good luck with this intriguing challenge. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate you for helping us to become one of the largest YouTube channels to help people become smarter, increase your IQ, and to pass any test. If the content of this video was helpful, please make sure to click the like button to help YouTube algorithm promote this video and help other people to find it faster. Giving us a like is also a way for you to tell us that you need more content like this, and when you tell us, we will deliver it for you in the future. For links to free and premium resources, please check the description and comments of this video. You can also go directly to our website, howtoanalyzedata.net, to download the materials related to this topic. I really appreciate your endorsement, support, and patronage of this channel. And thank you for considering to become a member and considering to subscribe. Please leave feedback, suggestions, or corrections in comments. And all the best on your journey. I'll see you in my next video.